Hey guys, and welcome to Faith Works Designs. I'm Faith, and today we're doing something so exciting. I cannot wait to show you guys. So in my head, I've always wanted to have a chocolate frog box. I don't know why, I just love the chocolate frog box. I think they're so cute, and I love the little frogs jumping around and stuff. Adorable. Harry Potter's chocolate frog boxes are adorable. So Kimmy B and I were collaborating on another bag, and I'm like, please, can we do a chocolate frog box? They were like, if you can whip it out in a day. We were running out of time to get it in so that it can be designed and all of that stuff. But if you can get it done in a day, we can do it. That was a couple hours. I was like, this is happening. So I whipped this bag out as fast as I could because I wanted it to get designed. And I have to say, Kimmy B's designers, if you haven't checked out their website, their designers are top notch. Look at this bag. Look at it. I love on the back. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. So in today's video, we are going to put together my brainchild. I am so excited that it came out the way that it did. The print is like amazing. And they were talking about coming out with the chocolate frog zipper pulls. I said, I want a frog on them. That would be so cute. So on the back, there's a frog. So on one side is the front of the box. And on the back, it's a frog. It's so cute, you guys. They did such a good job. So in today's tutorial, we're going to put all of this together. The only thing that you're really going to need is the hardware and the straps. The pattern isn't big enough to be able to add the straps. We just added the body and everything else. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you how to put the body together. You'll have to just kind of get you a strap. I will say that I thought it was going to be purple from the pictures that I had received, but it's actually royal blue. So if you're looking for something to kind of complement it, say a strap or something like that, it's more of a royal blue, and I can link down below where I got my webbing from so that you can take a look at the color. So let's get started. Alright guys, so with your pattern, you're going to have these two. They're going to be the larger two, and then you're going to have the smaller two. The smaller two are your back panel, and you guys think how cute it is. Oh, I love the designer. It was so cute. Okay, focus. Alright, so you're going to get these two panels, those two panels, and I wanted to show you on your panels, you're going to have these little cutouts. You're going to cut them out right on the line. When you're cutting out your patterns, you want to cut on the edge of that blue line and cut the white off. So after you cut out all of your notches, you're going to take this other large pattern, making sure that the frogs, I'm trying to see, there we go. Nope. There we go. Pick a side. Flip this over, and then you're going to take this after you cut it out, and you're going to mark your little notches on here too. And I went ahead and did that. So I've got all of my little marks done. You're going to cut these out, and you're going to do the same thing that you do for the top as you do. This is actually your lining. Now, the back side. This one's going to be on the very back, and this one's going to be the lining. So you're going to flip this over, put your lining on top, making sure your frogs are facing the right way. And then what you're going to do is you're going to base stitch all the way around. I went ahead and put Decoville on both of those just so the bag will be nice and sturdy. So base stitch that, and then I'll show you at the sewing machine how to do our little pleats here. Alright, now that we've got our back piece together with our lining, I'm going to have to trim this up a little bit, but that part's done. It's one piece to work with. Next thing that you need to grab is your lining and your front piece. You've already cut these out, so you're going to need to turn it right sides together and then line up where they go and you're just going to sew 1/8 of an inch. Make sure that you back stitch right here, and then you're just going to sew off of where this is. I'll show you in a second. Just sew off the edge just like you would a dart. And so this is going to give you that out shape. Now, what I normally do is I go ahead and, because sometimes with vinyl it can kind of stress, so that when you open it up you can kind of see those seams, I'm going to do it twice. I do one at 1/8 of an inch and then do another one slightly right behind it, so it'll take some of that stress off. And it should look a little better. So go ahead and do this to both the front and the lining piece. Alright, so we have got our lining done and it is pushed in. Our outside piece is done and it's pushed out. Now you're going to need to find the top of your bowl. I've got it facing that way. And then the top of our lining, like so. And now we have to match these up. So I would suggest making sure that one seam is going this way and one seam is going that way. I believe it's called butterfly seams. So that when you sew it, they're not on top of each other, making it really thick sew. Now you got to go around and match up all these seams. Something I did notice, I went ahead and changed my needle out after a few stitches. I kept noticing that you could still see my thread. I would highly suggest you use like a purple because that yellow sticks out like a sore thumb. But I changed my needle out to a 16. Just because this vinyl isn't very thick, which is nice. It's not super thin. Hopefully you can see it. It's not super thin, but it's not super thick either, which is really nice. So go around, clip all this up, and then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to base stitch it in place just like you did your back pieces. Alright, so we've got our back and lining in one piece. We've got our front and our lining in one piece. Now it's time to work on the zipper gusset and the bottom gusset. Here's where you're going to need your extra fabric to make your gusset. Kimmy B offers this coordinating fabric, and that's what I'm using today. So you get your outside gusset, you just need to trace it onto some fabric so that you have your lining. And they also, I'm super stoked, there we go. I'm super stoked about these zipper pulls because they've got the little part that's on the front, but on the back of the zippers, they're frogs. I wanted the frogs on there so bad. They're so cute. Okay, so we've got our zipper. You're going to cut out your zipper the length of your zipper panel. It'll be in the pattern. And then you're going to also need to cut out your lining pieces the same exact size that they have in the pattern. And then your bottom gusset, you get that in the pattern, so you just need to take it and trace it onto fabric. So let's start putting that together. Alright, as much as I love my zipper pulls and as cute as they are, I'm going to take them off at this next step, and you can add them back on later. Make sure that you burn your ends of your zipper tape. Now we're going to take right side together of our zipper gusset to the right side of our zipper, and I haven't decided yet which end I want to be like where the zipper is and which end I want to be the box is. So you just do whatever you feel like you should do. So I'm going to just take it And start clipping. So right side of the outside vinyl to the right side of the zipper. Then you're going to take your lining fabric, put your lining fabric right side to wrong side of your zipper. And then we're just going to sew that after we get done clipping it. It's a whole lot easier to sew this without your zippers on, so I will just add those when I'm finished. We're going to fold the top back and then fold your lining fabric back, and you're going to top stitch this. And I'm going to change my stitch length to a 4. That's normally what I do for my top stitching. Alright, so whichever side you used to put on this side of your zipper, you're gonna need to put it on this side. So I'm gonna put it like this so that it looks like it goes together. I wouldn't want to put it like this, it might look a little weird. So make sure that whatever side you use, you do the opposite, you do the same side on the opposite side. Now, can I match this up? Probably not. But I'm going to check before I sew, and hopefully they'll be where they're supposed to be. Do the same thing, put your stitch length back where it was. I only do the 4 when I'm top stitching, so let's see how I did. Not too shabby. Okay. You don't have to be real fussy about this, but I would really like for it to turn out like it's supposed to. Okay, add the lining fabric, making sure that your froggies are all the same way. Clip that into place, and then sew again. Alright, so in the pattern, when the final draft is done, they're going to have a little piece that is going to be your strap connectors and how you attach your purse strap. So what I did was I put a line down the middle, and this, if you get the vinyl, you don't have to worry about raw edges and stuff, but for today's video, because we didn't add it to the pattern that day, I forgot, you're going to meet that middle line on both sides. And then you're just going to sew all the way down and then back up again, just to make the middle stay in the middle, if that makes sense. Alright, so we're going to take those pieces that we just made for our strap connectors, and with the open side where you can see the seams, we're going to put that around our D-ring and then close it up. The next thing that you're going to do is find the center and then have about 1/4 inch of your strap connector hanging off the edge. Alright, now that you've got this, we're going to grab our top gusset, and you guys are way too close, so let's back up for a minute. Alright, so we've got our whole bottom gusset, then we're going to grab our top gusset. We're going to lay right sides together. If you want, you can go ahead and clip that just so that it doesn't move when you're trying to add everything else together. Then you're going to grab your bottom gusset lining and make it right side to the right side of your zipper gusset. And then you're going to sew this down 1/4 inch and then turn it inside out, and then you got to do the other side. It won't quite reach. So we got to do one side at a time. Alright, so we're going to make sure that our stitch length is back to a 3, making 1/4 inch. And what I always do, again, so that the vinyl you don't see like seams popping out, because sometimes the vinyl gets stressed, is I'll go ahead and do a stitch like right behind that, and it just adds some extra strength to that part of the bag. So as you can probably see, hopefully, I put it right beside each other. Probably should have got a little bit closer, but that's fine. Okay, so we're going to open all this up. So we're going to pull our lining. Our lining is facing this way. Our bottom gusset is facing that way. Oh, that looks so good. I'm so happy with how this came out. All right. And then we're just going to top stitch. So you need to go back to a 4. And then just right along this edge, might go a 1/4. Alright, so now that you've done that, go do it on the opposite side. Alright, so I've got you backed up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm taking the bottom gusset and I'm going to put it right side with my zipper. Then I'm going to grab my lining and I'm going to put it on the back side of my zipper, my lining to lining, right sides together. And then you're going to do the exact same thing that you just did. You're going to sew 1/4 of an inch all the way across, do it again, just a little closer to the edge, about 1/8 of an inch, open it up, and then top stitch. Alright, so we've got the front, and what I did was I went down to the bottom and I made a little clip. So I folded it like this and then just made a little nip in it so that I could find where the bottom was. Then I took the zipper gusset and I did the same thing. I took the middle of the bottom and made a little clip. And then I did the same thing with the top. You gotta get a light over here, it's too dark. Alright, so with the zipper gusset side, you're gonna put right there on the tippy top. Right there. And then I would go ahead and just put maybe 2 more on to kind of hold it in place. And I'll turn it around so you can see what I'm doing in just a second. So you're just kind of like following that shape. Next thing you're going to do is go down to the bottom where the little nip is and match up your little nips. And then you're just going to go around the rest of the bag and match up your fabric like that. Okay, all the way around. Alright, when you get it all clipped, that's your gusset. Oh my gosh, this looks so good, you guys. I wish y'all could the lighting sucks over here, but look at that. That looks so good. I am so excited about this. Okay, next thing you need to do is take this to your machine and go ahead and sew all the way around. Now we are doing binding just because it makes it a whole lot easier. So go ahead, sew 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And then you're going to get whatever you're using to bind and then go all the way around. And the top, ooh, looks so good. can't remember if I said it or not, but I took, I normally take waterproof canvas and I cut a long piece of like 60-inch 1 1/4 for my binding normally, but I somehow let myself completely go with waterproof canvas. I have none. So I took the coordinating fabric and I cut out a 2.5-inch long strip, folded it in half, and then folded it again and created some binding strips for that. So now that it's all bound, we can move on to the back, and then you're almost done. So we clipped the top, we've clipped the bottom. Now we've got our back piece that we need to add on. When you add it, you need to make sure this side is facing down. But before we do that, we got to make another clip down here at the bottom, so we know where to add, or where to put all of our pieces. So we're going to match up this bottom here with all of our little snips. And you're going to do just like you did the front piece. You're just going to be adding those together, sewing around them, adding your binding, and then you are almost home free. Probably need to turn it this way so you can see. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to go clip all this up, sew it down, and then I will show you the rest. Alright, now it is bag turning time, so if you're using a regular zipper, you should have made sure that you opened that up. Sorry about that. But if you have zipper by the tape, zipper by the yard, it'll just open up really easily by just pushing it out of the way. Now, it looks so cool. I can't wait to get it turned inside out. Okay, so start with each corner and kind of pop this back out if it caved in. Start with each corner. Oh. There's reason why they named this birthing a bag. Oh, I'm so happy with how this turned out. It looks so cool. Make a lot of noise though. Okay, we're almost there. All right, now we got the front, we gotta work on the back. Just do all of the corners first, and then you can kind of smooth everything else out. Once that's done, ooh, smush the front. Okay, and then, come on, zipper. You've got your cute chocolate frog bag. It's so cute. Okay. I love the design on the bag that it has like the ingredients. It's really cute. Okay. And we got our cute little zippers. I love this. I really love how this turned out. Kim and Alex did such an amazing job. Like I love it. It turned out so good. Alright, so what did you guys think? I was so excited that it turned out so good. The designers that Kimmy B has, I declare, when I was putting the zipper gusset together, it just looks like the box. When you put the little blue parts towards the middle, it just looked like the box. And I was so excited how it turned out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. Or if you want to subscribe and see some of the other stuff that's coming. if you want to subscribe and see all the other fun stuff we've got coming, just make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Or if you have any questions, comments, leave those in the comment section. I do check those daily. I do have to give a little bit of props to my husband, because when I first made the pattern, I made it so that both sides were flat. And my husband was like, why don't you make it 3D? Like, why are you just making it like that? I'm like, because I'm not a genius. Apparently I am. I love how the box pops out a little bit so that it looks like the actual lid on the tin. And that's what my husband was saying. He's like, it looks so much more like the box now because you made it 3D. So I'm excited how it turned out. Kimmy B's team did a great job, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. So also, if you guys didn't know, I am on Instagram, so if you want to tag me, if you make any of your chocolate frog boxes, tag me on Instagram. I would love to see them. It's at FaithWorks Designs. I would love to see any of the creations that you guys make from my channel. I would love to see them. Make sure to stay tuned, because we've got some more Harry Potter goodies coming. Thanks for joining us again on FaithWorks Designs. Bye, guys.